Welcome back to another training episode. So this is the very much anticipated captain's run. Now this was very interesting. As you can see, Jack's there. They're getting ready to draft him. The biggest thing we wanted to see on this captain run was who's there, because that gives us the best indication of who's playing and who's not, and literally who's not there. Now there were a couple of players that weren't there and a couple of players that surprised me that were there. The biggest names that weren't there was Sidebottom. Of course, we know Sidebottom isn't playing. Bobby Hill wasn't there. Now, that's interesting. Bobby Hill trained fully the other day and looked absolutely amazing. Obviously going through some personal issues, so he won't be playing at all, which is disappointing to see because we really missed him. But again, we don't need to get into what his personal issues are. We're just sending him so much love and hoping that him and his family and whatever may be going on is okay. Two other players that surprised me that weren't there was Ed Allen and Charlie Dean. Charlie Dean we could kind of assume because Braden Maynard was coming into the team. Ed Allen, now, I don't think he's getting dropped on form. I think it might be some sort of, I don't know if it's an injury or maybe just the flu, because the flu's been going around through training or the club. But the players that were there that surprised me, Mason Cox was there, Will Parker was there, Oleg Markov, and Harry Dimitria. Of course, Tom Mitchell was there as well, so it looks like Tom Mitchell is definitely playing. Now, we know at the captain's run, they train with the emergencies. I'd love for Dimitria to get a run. I don't think that'll happen because, you know, the debutants, they like to give him, you know, a full 24 hours and not just the day of. But who knows? We could have a surprise debutant in Harry Dimitria. Oleg Markov, I wouldn't mind seeing him playing a full game just for that run at the MCG against Carlton. You sort of need that run, especially to combat no Ed Allen. Will Parker could come into the side as well. I think the big one is Mason Cox. Do they go with the 4-5 tall setup like they did last week with Charlie West, which means that Mason Cox and Darcy Cameron can work over, I would assume, DeConning, obviously, and maybe Pitternet comes in. Are they going to do that and leave Dan McStay in the forward line? I don't think so. I think Cox just might be an emergency if we really need him. But let me know your thoughts in the comments if you would like to see Mason Cox play. But of this team, everyone looked fit, firing, ready to go. Lots of voices, which is what you want to see from a training session. We know that at least two players will be playing. So we know that Rowan Steele is playing, making his debut, and Tom Mitchell will be playing. It's just been announced. So that leaves at least one other person to come in. You could think it's Markov because he was that late in last week, and maybe he gets a full game and gives someone else a run, maybe a Lockie Sullivan as the sub.
All the time.
But again, let me know your thoughts down below.
Mitchell was point. That is not how tight it's going to be. Like, there's not many senior players out of contract.
And that was pretty much it for this short captain's run. I wasn't going to go, but I was in the area doing an opposition views with Terry from Blue Abroad, so that'll go up tonight. But it was good to see the boys, and good to see a couple of maybe surprise inclusions to the team that takes on Carlton on Friday night. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double checkers. I'll swoop you later.